Taco Tuesday here on the East West Football. Thank you all for tuning in. I mean, first off, Harvey, Walt, Kendall, how you guys doing, man? Did you guys eat tacos today? That's all I want to know.
I did not eat tacos today. I did eat today, but I didn't eat tacos. I'm doing pretty good.
All right. Are you stuffed, Walt? You can't talk right now.
No, I'm good. No, I haven't eaten at all. I just got back from the gym, so.
Okay, all right. Harv,
You know, man, I'm Mexican and we have to eat tacos, but I'm on this vegetarian diet, man. So, yogurt and fruit for me, man.
it's all good. It's all good. There will be room for tacos, right?
For sure.
You don't have to eat tacos all the time either. So, but we're having a little bit of fun. You know, we've been hearing a little bit of stuff about what's going on with football and whatnot. We want to get to all that stuff, but we have actually a special guest today, right?
Yes, sir.
So let's bring him on, right? Let's go ahead and bring him on, and we'll go ahead and introduce him, right? So let's go to the widescreen here.
There it is.
Yes, sir. Just let me adjust some of the angles here. We'll be ready to rock and roll. So this is actually Cole Coleman. He is a defensive back out of Elon, right? Cole, did I get that one right this time around?
Elon University. Elon
University. Round of applause. Welcome on board.
Let's go.
Look, where do you have? Look, I love Black Mama, man. Black Mama, she is so awesome. Black Mama, we have a special guest today. You are actually you are waiting for the 2023 NFL draft, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. I'm in the 2023 NFL draft. I've been training for months, so now it's kind of just time to sit back and let God do His work.
That's what it's all about. But hey, let us know about you, Cole. I mean, we know that you play defensive back, but I mean, what is it that every scout, everybody that's out there needs to know about you? What player are they getting? What team? Who are you?
Yeah, I mean, when you get Cole Coleman on your team, you're getting a lot of different things. But I'd say the main thing that I embody as a player is speed, aggression, and football smarts. You're probably going to get the fastest safety in the draft. And not only is the speed there, but you have the aggression, the ability to make tackles and make plays on the defensive end. So when my team needs a play, I'm the one to make it. And, I think any team can take advantage of that and use that on their coaching staff.
I love it, man. Straight to the point. Didn't miss a beat. I mean, you could check your stats. I mean, literally every single year, every season that you have played thus far, you've come away with a turnover, right? And that's what exactly playing defensive back is. This year definitely I do see that you know how to come away with the ball. But I mean, there's some questions I know that some people want to know. I mean, because you said you have one of the fastest times right now in this year's when it comes to safeties, isn't that correct?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't invited to the combine, but I had a pro day just like everybody else, and I clocked in at a 4.37, and that's the fastest. It would have been by far the fastest at the combine, and it would have been the fastest any safety that I've seen thus far. So I'd say you're going to get a tremendous amount of speed when you see me out there on the field, especially coming from that defensive back position.
So, man, okay. So this is my thing, right? This is my question, and mine's a little. The guys are going to ask you the technical questions, but I'm gonna be the outside the box guy, right? So 4.37, right? That's fast, man. I think it's first in all of combine if you combine everybody together. But this is my thing, man, and this goes for all the youngsters coming up and everything, because not a lot of people know this or ask this, but for me, what does it take to prepare and your pro day and the NFL when it comes to taking care of your body? Because I think that's one of the things. I knew you had injuries, but what is it, the things that you do as far as food-wise to prepare your body coming into, the NFL and the combine, or not the combine, but the pro day for you?
Yeah, so I mean, since graduating Elon, it's been a completely different story. Obviously, in college, you're on a meal plan and you have your food swipes and whatnot. Everybody has their little diet plan. But immediately after, I was kind of put on more of a strict regimen, and I went to Nashville at X3 to train for the pro day. And there we were given 3 meals a day. all the meals were like lean, nothing, no saturated fats, no trans fats, none of that. And you have a lift every day as well as physical therapy, and we have Pilates once a week. So I mean, you're doing massive amounts of things to take care of your body, and food is just a part of that as well.
So my last question before I hand it off to these guys, right? So if you have to cheat, Cole, what's your cheat day, and what is it that's your number one go-to? Either cookies, candy, whatever it is, man. Like, you gotta have it.
That's a good question.
Yeah, I think my cheat day is probably Saturday, because our lifts were so early in the morning. Saturday, you just get home and you got so much time to yourself, and that's the only day that they don't give you meals, Saturday and Sunday. So we kind of had to fend for ourselves. And sometimes when you got that freedom, those cookies are just looking at you the right way. Love chocolate chip cookies. That's one of my few weaknesses, and I think it caught me lacking a couple times while I was in Nashville.
Well said. Well said. Hey, great questions there, Harv. I mean, I don't think I would have asked that. I would have just said, "Dang, 437." I mean, what is the sauce, right? The secret sauce to running that. But obviously, I imagine that you've always been fast. That's I guess that's a given, right? But you also had. I mean, let's bring out those stats. I mean, I saw a 39-inch vertical.
Right. Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah. I mean, go ahead. What were the rest of the stats? I mean, this is your time, man. I want to hear them.
Yeah, I had a 10.6 in the broad jump, 39-inch vertical. I hit 13 reps at 225 on the bench. All of these were numbers that I felt like were sizable for me. I mean, I didn't feel particularly amazing about any of them, but I think what it did for me was a lot of the scouts didn't know who I was, and it put me on the map. And these were kind of things that I already knew about myself. I already knew I was fast. I already knew I was strong enough. I already knew I could jump very well. But, believe it or not, as great as my pro day looks from the outside looking in, I didn't PR in any metric across the board. So I had a better day in training for each and every one of these metrics. So, that's something that I'm going to hold myself accountable for, and I'm hard on myself in that way. But I'm definitely, appreciative and grateful for all the recognition I've been getting as a result of the pro day that I had.
Wow. Well, before I turn it over to Wild, that definitely there's one thing there, Cole, is that you haven't hit your ceiling yet. That's what that tells us all right now. But go ahead, Walt, take it away.
Hey, how you doing, Cole? I'm Walt Stringer, senior draft analyst with the East West Football Network. Pleasure to meet you, man.
It's nice to meet you, dog.
All right, so my thing is I got a quick question as far as on the field.
Okay.
Now, I think when it comes to the chess match between wide receivers and defensive backs, we've seen the constant evolution of, I think we went from the 1990s to early 2000s where everybody wanted big safeties, everybody wanted big corners, everybody wanted big wide receivers. And I think now the offenses tend to they kind of gravitate more towards the Stephon Diggs receivers, the Jamar Chases, the smaller, shiftier, quicker guys. Those kind of guys tend to give the 6'2" prototypical corners, the 6'3" guys they want now, issues for the most part, except for maybe a guy like Sauce Gardner for that matter. We've seen the safety, pretty much Cam Chancellor, I think, was the last huge safety that we've seen in the NFL. Pretty much now everybody wants the smaller safeties, 5'10" to 6 foot, guys who can cover guys in the slot, guys who can play one high, a lot of cover three, cover a lot of ground sideline to sideline. Is it easier for you now? I'm not gonna say easier, because I know coming from a smaller school, there's still a lot of inherited biases you got to fight through. Regardless of what your tape says, regardless of what your workout says, there's gonna always be biases against smaller school players. But is it a little, for lack of a better phrase, easier now than it used to be? Because when you were in the early 90s, mid-90s to early 2000s, if you were a smaller safety, pretty much they didn't want you around like that. But now they want the more versatile safety, so I think it's kind of more welcomed for you guys, the more smaller athletic safeties now.
Yeah, I mean, you hit the nail on the head for the most part, especially with the evolution of defense. Obviously, like you said, the path is never easy for anybody, but I think that this day and age is the perfect situation for me, where my strengths are kind of exactly what the teams in the NFL would value more so than ever before. Whereas, like you said earlier, some the bigger guys was what was useful, But nowadays, if you look at safeties, if you look at linebackers, it's not about size. It's not even about strength. It's more so about versatility, what you can do, who you can cover, how many snaps can we get this guy on the field, when can we use him in this package, And I think what I bring to the table is tremendous speed and versatility, and I can play any position on the back end. And I think that's why, I think I have a fighting chance in this day and age. And this is the perfect time for me to come into the draft because the league is essentially made for me to be the more prototypical safety as we continue to evolve and go forward with offenses and defenses alike.
Well said, man. Well said. Well, that's a great question. Well, I mean, the thing with Walter, man, people don't know this about Walt, but Walt is, I mean, when it comes to football, he wants to know. But we got somebody chiming in. They want to ask you a couple questions, Cole. I hope you're all right with this one. I know this one I guess this one is gonna be a little bit tough. But what are you looking forward to, and who do you want to draft you? And of course, you don't have to say that. We understand it's a business, but. The second one, Black Mamba is awesome, by the way. She is amazing. She goes, do you think it is a big advantage when scouts do not know you? Was that a great motivation for when you with the stats she reiterated your stats was wow. So it's a good question. I mean, what do you think? I mean,
yeah, so for the first one, I don't have a preference in team. The thing I'm most looking forward to is just being done with the process and just having a home. I'm essentially homeless right now. And I also have no stable income whatsoever. Like a lot of people look at the draft process and think it's like a luxurious thing, but I meal prep and I've eaten the same meal for the past 7 or 8 meals just to save money living at my uncle's crib because there's no income. So, I had to come out of pocket for training. Obviously I had help from people around me and my agent, but there's a financial burden that's here without getting the income involved that, a lot of big school guys might have with them, and a lot of guys once you're done with the draft, you obviously have that backing. So I think the biggest thing for me is I'm ready to be done with the draft process and kind of move on to get out of this transitional phase from college to the NFL and just finally be a professional player and have the respect that comes with that. As far as teams go, I mean, my biggest thing is I just want a team that believes in me and my skill set and actually sees a vision with me on the field, whether it be Minnesota, San Francisco, Miami, it doesn't matter to me as long as it's a decent fit and the coaching staff truly believes in me as a person and as a player. I'm fine with packing my bags and making the trip there and giving the team everything I got.
Cole, you answered that question perfectly, man. And we saw there is some teams out there. Harvey, if you can you name those 2 teams that we were talking about?
I think right now I might, but from looking at everything on Twitter, and I think it's the Bills and the Eagles that are showing interest. So we'll see, man. It's exciting.
It's see.
Really exciting.
Yeah. Even if you go to the Eagles, I'm still gonna say I know. I don't know if you know that, but you can see obviously clearly. That's the team that I grew up watching. But no, I'll respect Cole. We wish you the best of luck with that. Hey, it's your turn. Let's get this thing popping, man.
The Bills and the Eagles are interested. There's a team behind me, the Patriots. They were interested in you as well.
Ooh.
I want to ask you, Cole. This is a good one. I feel like okay, we all think the draft, 7 rounds. Let's just say you don't go within those 7 rounds in the first 3 days or whatnot. The draft isn't over. There's always the undrafted process. You can get signed, get a call after the draft or whatnot. So Bill Belichick calls you get a call from a Foxborough, Massachusetts number after the draft. It was Belichick. He calls you up or whatnot and asks you what you think about coming to the team. He wants to sign you or whatnot. What would you bring to that Patriot safety room that just lost Devin McCourty? He retired or whatnot. We got Cal Duggar. He comes from another small school, kind of similar to you. Adrian Phillips, Jalen Mills. We got Bledsoe. He's still trying to transition to the safety. What would you bring to that Patriot safety room? And what would it be like to play with a great coach in Bill Belichick?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, not everybody gets picked in the draft, and Bill Belichick's obviously known for getting the diamonds in the rough. For me, like I said, the team would be a great fit for me, but the Patriots in particular, what I see myself bringing to the table there is the ability to play on every down and bring an element of aggression, whether it be blitzing off the edge or being able to cover slots and tight ends that they don't necessarily have on the roster right now. I think they got a lot of guys that fit a lot of different roles, but I think I could carve out my own role in that team as well as many other teams, and I think that's why they're showing interest in me right now.
Mm-hmm. And with you coming from a small school in Elon University, whatnot, what would you say to other players that are still there in your same shoes that might don't get the recognition and might get discouraged if they don't go to an NC State or a Duke or a TCU or some of these Alabama, these big colleges? If they don't get the invites like you got to pro days or whatnot, what would you say to them if they're while they're going through the same process?
Yeah, my biggest advice, and it would be similar to my biggest advice to high school prospects coming out, is you can only accept one offer no matter where it is. You can only take one offer. So just in the NFL, if you're trying to make that jump, all you need is one team to believe in you, just like, if you're going from high school to college. So, that's my basic advice is you don't need to shock the world. You don't need to wow everybody. You don't need to be the number one recruit, number one draft pick, none of that. All you need is one team to believe in you. And, as long as you put in the work and have the skill sets and the foundation to make it happen, that one team is going to find you and they're going to get everything they can out of you.
One last question. Is there any safeties or DBs in the league right now or probably in college or something that you look up to, want you model your game after?
Yeah. As I transition to the league, I try not to hold idols because, I'm trying to get on that level and I'm a true competitor at heart. But growing up, the biggest guys I watched film on constantly was Tyrann Mathieu. Loved his game. We have similar body types, similar skill types. As you alluded to earlier, I'm able to force a lot of turnovers, and I think a lot of that is because I take after the Honey Badger in that way and just having a supreme confidence and awareness of where the ball is at all times. And the second guy that I watched tons of film on as I was growing up was Earl Thomas and Ed Reed. I love their game as well. And, in a similar way, they're not huge guys. They're not necessarily the old school safety. They're more new age guys that can play every snap on a team and impact the game, in whatever way their skill set allows.
Not bad, man. Appreciate it.
No doubt.
Wow, Cole. I mean, very, very impressed, right? I did get to see you. I did get to catch you on the Broke Boy Sports Podcast, and you guys had some fun on that one. Everybody needs to go and check that out. But I did see that you're a big draft guy. You've always been a big draft NFL draft fan. So we need to know. I mean, we heard that you've been eating clean. Obviously it's a sacrifice you've been going through, but I mean, let us know what is the NFL draft process, or not process, but how is it that you guys watch? Is there like a certain dish that you have ready for draft day? Is there something that you guys have on the menu at home?
Oh, for draft day? Yeah. My plan for draft day is to get the entire family together. My grandma's from the Caribbean, so I'm gonna have her come through and
oh wow,
she's gonna cook up some curry chicken for the people, and we're just gonna celebrate. Hopefully
curry
we have some
chicken.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. So throw some hot sauce on the chicken, have some fry in there, and we'll see what happens with that. But I'm excited for that, and I can't wait to see her, and definitely have something to celebrate come April 28th, 29th, 30th.
Black Mama chiming in real quick. She said, I totally agree with Mr. Coleman. Look at Mr. Relevant on the 49ers. Doesn't matter where you're drafted. And she's talking about Brock Purdy. I mean, you're absolutely right? It doesn't matter, right? Like you said, all it takes is just one person, man. But last question, Cole, I guess it'd be on my end. So, obviously the draft, getting drafted or even making it, or being able to be on a team, that's the ultimate goal for you, right? At this point. Is there any way, or how do you plan to keep up with football if you don't get that call, right? I mean, it's just one of those things.
In terms of if I don't get the call, my immediate plan, I mean, it would be almost impossible for me not to get my shot in some capacity. So I think it would be difficult for me to envision myself without football in my near future. But just to even solidify that beyond this, the CFL already has me on their non-negotiation list, which means, if I were to slip through the cracks entirely and not make an NFL roster to any extent, I already have a team that I'm on, and they're ready to negotiate a contract with me in the CFL. So I won't disclose the team because I don't know the logistics behind it, if I'm allowed to do that like that. But there's going to be football one way or another within the next 6 months, and I envision it will be somewhere in the NFL.
Awesome. That's great to hear, right? That's kind of why that's a tough question. Well, you got to ask it just to show the fire that's in you, right? The football's not leaving. It's not going anywhere. In fact, it's here to stay, and it's your future. So that's so great. Cole, is there anything else that you know, how for the listeners that are tuning in, where can they find you? Where can they follow you? I mean, I guess give us your handles on your social media. I think you also have your YouTube page that you're working on, right? So if you can, just throw all those plugs in there right now.
Yeah, I can plug all that. I mean, luckily for me, it's under the same thing for everything. It'll be at Team Cold Blooded. It's a little play on words, not cold with a D, cold with an E. So Team Cold Blooded, Instagram, Twitter. I don't have Snapchat or none of that. I'm old school.
Love it.
Twitter and YouTube. And I also wanted to answer the second question that Black Mamba put in there. Let's
go back to it. You put on there, I totally agree with Mr. Coleman. Look at Mr. Irrelevant on the 49ers. Doesn't matter.
I think it's
right before that
one. Strengths and weaknesses.
Oh, it was what? Yeah. There you go. It is. What are your strengths and weaknesses? Right. Sorry about that.
Okay. Yeah, there it is.
I love that question.
I kind of outlined my strengths a little bit. I think that I move at a different speed when you turn on the film. Like I'm running past people as if they were running in slow motion, whether it be my teammates or people that are trying to block me or run routes on me. Whatever the situation is, it just looks like I'm sped up. So speed's definitely one. I've amassed 281 tackles in my career, so I'm an astute tackler. I started 5 years. I had a ton of experience, so I know every single position on the defense. I've played 3 of them myself: nickel, corner, free safety, and strong safety. So I know the ins and outs of defense. And once you get the puzzle, you know, the mental puzzle, it's all really the same. And I think I have a good developed understanding of defense, and that IQ is going to help me in the next level. In terms of weaknesses, you know, any scout's going to tell you that I'm not the ideal height for safety. I'm about 5'10", 195 right now. I think it's decent size, and I've never had a problem with it. But at the same time, you know, bigger, faster, stronger has always been the model if you can move well enough. So I think people will try to hold that against me. And I mean, in terms of other weaknesses, it's tough to find them. You'd have to watch film. And you'd have to start nitpicking.
I like it.
I think he has a good chance, man.
I think so too, man. I really do.
Andre Diggs is around the same size, man. And I think safety is the one position where teams aren't really as biased as they are towards like first, second, third round picks. Guys who went to huge schools. When it comes to like cornerback positions, linebackers, you look at guys like Kevin Byard, John Johnson. I know he went to Boston College, but he wasn't a high pick. I think people just want safe guys who can actually cover. True safety. They don't give a damn what school you went to. So, and then on top of that, this safety class isn't really that strong. And we've been discussing that safety class for a while now. There's a couple names, but we really don't even believe there's anybody that's really worth a first-round pick like that. So when it comes down to it, man, I believe you got a shot to really get drafted, honestly. Because once you get past like the top 3 guys who are kind of like top 3 guys by default because somebody has to be in the top 3, it's going to come down to preference and who's the better athlete in most cases. Because like I said, everybody's looking for that versatile safety that can pretty much protect the shell. And if you can prove that you can protect the shell and take the ball away, you can make a lot of money. Remember Jarius Byrd played for the Buffalo Bills? Jarius Byrd made a lot of money taking the ball away. He wasn't the greatest safety, but every Sunday he was making plays, and Jarius made his way into a big contract. So, you know, man, just like I said, I'm pulling for you. Just do you. It's gonna be a long road, a tough road, but the reward will be there. Those windows, those doors are gonna open up.
I'll tell you also, Cole. When I saw the film, right, the first person I thought, and we talked about earlier, was Buda Baker. That's the first person I thought about. Very aggressive, nasty dude. Gets in your face. So that's when I saw the film. That's the first person I thought when I saw the film on you. So, no, man. Hey, I see a lot of talent. Just so you know, and you heard it here first from anybody. If not, if you've been on another podcast, and if you get a call, right, and 4 or 5 of those teams are calling you at the same time, and one of them's Dallas, just remember that we said it first. Just say it.
DQ, man. DQ. Yeah.
So, hey, Cole, you're in Raleigh, right?
Yes, sir. Raleigh, North Carolina, born and raised.
Yeah. I'm in Wilson. I'm about 45 minutes from there. So if you do have something for the draft, man, let me know. I can definitely swing by.
Okay, bet.
Yes, sir.
No doubt. Keep you updated
Black
with
Mama says, "Cool, thank you. I appreciate you, and I will start watching film tomorrow." Black
Oh,
Mama,
man.
she's awesome, man. Yeah. Black Mama, make sure you subscribe to his YouTube, and everybody that's watching, make sure you guys subscribe to his YouTube, and let's show our love and support. Cole, we really appreciate your time. We really do appreciate it, and
Yes, sir.
we will all stay in contact. And we're going to see you on come draft day. But that's it for all of us today here on the East West Football. Stay tuned. We will be back, I believe, Thursday, right, guys?
Thursday.
Thursday.